S.S.R.O. stands for Senior Standing Room Only. For many years, we've enjoyed sharing humorous stories, skits, anecdotes, original scripts of radio and television shows, short musical moments, and heartfelt tributes that showcase the foibles, triumphs, calamities, trials, and hilarity of everyday life.
As we finally return to the stage after a 2-year hiatus, we wish to pay tribute to some of the best and greatest bits from our past performances, along with some fresh and new offerings.
You'll hear stories of the Wild West, parenthood, military life, baseball, and life in general.
We'll also shine a spotlight on the good old days of radio, the tedium of television, and the literary genius of the English language.
We invite you to clap vigorously and laugh heartily, and we hope you enjoy our return to the stage. And now, on with the show.
Thanks for the memory, the programs we have shared, rehearsals we prepared, the true and faithful audience that no one can compare. Oh, thank you so Thanks for the memory of our trips down Lover's Lane, adventures on a plane, the county fair, the radio, the kids that were a pain. Oh, thank you so
much. A day in the life.
My granddaughter is being baptized, and I would like to buy a savings bond for her, but I'm not sure how much I want to spend.
What denomination?
Lutheran.
A woman was very pregnant when she visited her OB/GYN for a routine appointment. When the doctor noticed the baby's heart rate was slow, he decided that she should be induced. For her husband, English is a second language. So here is what he told his mother-in-law to share the news.
The doctor wants to seduce her.
A turtle walks into a bar and orders a glass of water. The bartender hands the turtle a glass of water and watches it slowly walk away. The same scenario happened for many days in a row, and the bartender finally asked the following.
Instead of water, wouldn't you like a beer or a snack?
Not now. My house is on fire.
Ukulele players often get little respect. A man was invited on stage to jam with the band. The lead guitarist took one look at the man's ukulele and said,
"You know, you're not supposed to wash your guitar in hot water, don't you?"
The music instructor always started her class by having everyone sing a familiar song. One enthusiastic first grader stood out for her rendition of God Bless America, when she belted out the following lyrics.
Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. Parents often have the most rewarding, frustrating, and hilarious existence, as evidenced by the following anecdotes.
No one is as glued to any piece of reading material as a parent counting down the songs in the program for a school band concert.
Wisdom from a 10-year-old.
Grandma, can you teach Mom how to make this dessert?
Oh, she already knows how to make it, sweetie.
No, she doesn't.
When Frank Sinatra sang, "Come fly with me," oh. I don't think this is what he had in mind.
During a flight from Seattle to Chicago, the flight attendant split the back of his pants. No problem. He simply turned around and stationed himself in front of the beverage cart, facing forward.
It worked, or so he thought, until he got to the last row, when a female passenger leaned over and whispered,
Your fly is open.
Conditions were tricky for the pilot to make a landing. With considerable skill, the pilot managed to wrestle the plane onto the runway for a bumpy landing while saying goodbye to the passengers who were grateful for the safe landing. An irate old man stormed up to him.
Young man, tell me, was that supposed to be a landing or were we shot down?
The lawyer entered her client's jail cell and announced the following.
I have good news and I have bad news.
What's the bad news?
Your blood is all over the crime scene, and the DNA test proves that you did it.
What's the good news?
Your cholesterol is only 130.
A young preacher was asked to give a talk at a local women's health symposium. When his wife asked about the topic, he was too embarrassed to admit that he'd been asked to speak about sex.
I'm talking about sailing.
Oh, that's nice, dear.
The next day at the grocery store, a woman who attended the lecture remarked,
That certainly was an excellent talk your husband gave yesterday. He really has a unique perspective on that particular subject.
Gee, it's funny that you should think so. I mean, he's only done it twice. The first time he threw up, and the second time his hat blew off.
John and Jack were hunting for gold in the desert. After roaming around all day, they set up their tent and fell asleep. Hours later, John woke up his friend.
Jack, look up at the sky and tell me what you see.
I see millions of stars.
What does that tell you?
Astronomically speaking, it tells me there are millions of galaxies and potentially billions of planets. Astrologically, it tells me that Saturn is in Leo. Time-wise, it appears to be approximately 3:15. Theologically, it's evident the Lord is all-powerful, and we are small and insignificant. Meteorologically, it seems we'll have a beautiful day tomorrow. What does it tell you?
It tells me you're an idiot.
Why do you say that?
Because it hasn't dawned on you that someone stole our tent.
Two friends were walking through the woods when they thought they heard something. They turned around and saw a big black bear coming towards them. Both friends started to run when one stopped to change into tennis shoes.
You don't have time to change shoes. You can't outrun that bear.
I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you.
Military mayhem.
As the family gathered for a big dinner, the youngest son announced that he had just signed up at an Army recruiter's office. His older brother stared in disbelief that he could handle this new situation.
Oh, come on. Quit joking. You didn't really do that, did you? You'll never get through basic training.
The new recruit looked to his mother for help, but she was just gazing at him. When she finally spoke, she simply asked,
Do you really plan to make your own bed every morning? One of my husband's duties as a novice drill instructor was to escort new recruits to the mess hall. After everyone had made it through the chow line, he sat them down and said,
There are 3 rules in this mess hall. Shut up, eat up, get up.
Checking to see that he had everyone's attention, he asked,
What's the first rule?
Shut up, drill sergeant.
One day, the tower received a call for the time of day.
Who is calling?
What difference does it make?
It makes a lot of difference. If you're American Airlines, it's 3 o'clock. If you're the Air Force, it's 15 hours. If you're the Navy, it's 6 bells. If you're the Army, the big hand is on the 12 and the little hand is on the 3. If you're the Marines, it's Thursday afternoon and 120 minutes to happy hour.
During the Persian Gulf War, I was assigned to go to Saudi Arabia. As I was saying goodbye to my family, my 3-year-old son was holding onto my leg and pleading,
No, Mommy, please don't go.
We were beginning to make a scene when my husband, desperate to calm him, said,
Let Mommy go and I'll take you to get a pizza.
Bye, Mommy.
A young ensign was given an opportunity to display his ability at getting the ship underway. His efficiency was remarkable, setting a new record. He was not at all surprised when he was approached with a radio message from the captain. It read,
My personal congratulations upon completing your underway preparation exercise according to the book and with amazing speed. In your haste, however, you have overlooked one of the unwritten rules. Make sure the captain is aboard before getting underway.
A cargo plane at an air base in Greenland was waiting for a truck to pump out the aircraft sewage holding tank. The aircraft commander was in a hurry. The truck was late. The airman was extremely slow getting the tank pumped out. When the commander berated the airman for his slowness and promised swift punishment, the airman responded,
Sir, I have no stripes. It's 20 below zero. I'm stationed in Greenland, and I'm pumping sewage out of airplanes. Just what are you going to do to punish me?
Simple little words.
The English language can be beautifully spoken, eloquently verbalized, and can also give you a hint as to the geographical origin of an individual or group.
Accents in just one city can reveal which part of town a person lives in, if they're native to the area or if they're a transplant, a person not from these parts.
Language also has its ups and downs. Generally, a person's voice goes up at the end of a question.
What did you say?
A person's voice can also go down at the end of a sentence.
Oh, that's too bad.
Sometimes we stumble over our words or have a little slight stammer or stutter. Think of Bob Newhart, who's hemming and hawing before he actually gets one of his lines out. In his case, it's designed to add the funny to an already hilarious comedian and actor.
Tongue twisters, on the other hand, are designed to help those who have a little trouble keeping the right letters in the right place. Here's an example.
Sheila was selling her shop at the seashore for shops at the seashore were so sure to lose. Now Sheila's not sure of what she should be selling. Should Sheila sell seashells or should she sell shoes?
How about one that's a little easier?
Hedda was hoping to...
To Tahiti, to hack a hibiscus to hang on her hat. Hedda has hundreds of hats in her hat rack, so how could a hop to Tahiti help that?
Whew. We also have a term that describes what happens when you innocently and unconsciously switch the first letters of two words. Take a simple sentence like this.
Oh, you really shouldn't have.
Now, switch the first letter of the last two words and it turns into a spoonerism, like this.
Oh, you really hootin' shove.
To further explain, here is our rendition of one of the world's most beloved fairy tales entitled Sleeping Beauty. By inserting spoonerisms into the tale, the title now becomes...
Sleeping Flutie.
Once upon a time, there were a queen and a keen who grieved because they had cho nildren.
At last, the keen had a baby daughter, and 7 Ceres were invited to christening, so that each of them could give her a gift, as was custom in those days.
After the fixed Sari had pronounced Gerhift, there suddenly appeared the evil hairy Hyacinth.
She was so angry because she had not been invited to christening that she wanted to hurt the baby princess.
The evil hairy Hyacinth gave the baby princess this curse, that upon her 17th birthday, she would frick her finger on a dindle and spy.
The evil hairy Hyacinth then disappeared in a spuff of poke.
Then the 7th Gary pronounced her gift, that the baby princess would not die, but fall into a sleep deep.
She could only be awakened by her Lutrov's cursed fists, and that the good Queen and Keen's kingdom and all in it would sleep with her.
The good Queen and Keen were so worried that the curse would tromku that they ordered all spindles and spinning beels burned.
But on the day of the princess's 17th birthday, the evil, hairy Hyacinth appeared in a tower room with a spiel and window.
The princess was exploring and found the evil, hairy Hyacinth there.
She was furious, and she had never seen a spiel and window before, and the evil hairy Hyacinth offered to teach her how to use them.
Suddenly, the Pravlilensis fricked her finger and fell into a sleep deep, and so did everyone else in the kingdom.
The evil hairy Hyacinth fled, cackling with glee.
100 years later, a prancing hench was riding through the forest and came upon a thaw of warrens.
He drew his swedgical mord and hewed through them.
Soon he came to Catastle, and after exploring a long time, he found the Prutiful Binsis.
When he saw her freshest pace, he fell instantly in love with her. He could not resist bending over to give her a kig biss.
When he did, suddenly the Pravlilensis awakened, along with everyone else in the good queen and king's kingdom.
And they lived happily ever after.
Eat hand.
Inflationary times.
Inflation doesn't only affect our pocketbook. It can also affect our spoken language.
The one and only Victor Borge devised a humorous look at the words that name a specific number, as in 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
He also used words that can sound like numbers, like before, decorate, benign, and today.
He decided he would inflate any number in a story by raising its value by 1. For example, before becomes B5.
B8 becomes B9.
And today becomes 3-day.
To illustrate, we'll tell the following story as originally written. Immediately after, we'll tell it again, only this time we'll use Mr. Borge's inflationary language. Here's the traditional version.
Jack and the Wonderful Beans.
Once upon a time, there lived a boy named Jack in the wonderful land of California.
And one day, Jack, a single-minded lad, decided to go forth to seek his fortune.
After making sure that Jack ate a sandwich and drank some 7-Up, his mother tenderly said,
Toodaloo, toodaloo. Try to be back by next Tuesday.
Then she cheered,
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Jack! Jack! Jack!
Jack set forth and soon met a man wearing a 3-piece suit and a toupee. Forthrightly, Jack asked the man,
I'm a Californian. Are you one too?
The man replied, offering a high five.
Certainly. Anyone for tennis?
Not today. But can you help me to locate my fortune?
Sure. Let me sell you these wonderful beans.
Jack's intuition told him that the man was a two-faced double-crosser. Tensely, Jack shouted,
I'm not behind the 8 ball. I'm a college graduate, and I know what rights our forefathers created in the Constitution. Now let's get down to basics about these beans.
The man doubled over with laughter.
Now, hold on a second. There's no need to make such a to-do about these beans. If you want, I'll give them to you.
Well, there's no need to elaborate on the rest of the tale. Jack zeroed in on the giant and won the battle for the golden eggs.
His mother and he lived happily forever after, and so on, and so on, and so forth. The end. Now that was the traditional telling of the story. This time we'll read it using inflationary language. Here we go.
Jack and the Tutorful Beans.
Twice upon a time there lived a boy named Jack in the tutorful land of California.
Today, Jack, a double-minded lad, decided three go fifth, seek his fortune.
After making sure that Jack 9 a sandwich and drank some 8-Up, his mother 11derly said,
Threedaloo, threedaloo. Try 3 back by next Thursday.
Then she cheered,
2, 5, 3, 5, 7, 9. Who do we appreciate 9?
Jack! Jack!
Yay! Jack set fifth and soon met a man wearing a 4-piece suit and a 3-pay. Fifth rightly, Jack asked the man,
I'm a Californian. Are you 2-3?
The man replied, offering a high 6.
Sir 11 Lee, any 2-5-11s?
Not 3-day, but can you help me 3-loknay in my 5-gin?
Sure, let me sell you these tutorful beans.
Jack's intuition told him that the man was a 3-faced triple crosser. 11thly, Jack shouted,
I'm not behind the 9-ball. I'm a college graduate, and I know what rights our 5 fathers created in our Constitution. Now let's get down 3-7 about these beans.
The man tripled over with laughter.
Now hold on a third. There's no need 3 make such a 3-do about these beans. If you like, I'll give them 3-you.
Well, there's no need 3-11 on the rest of the tale. Jack wandered in on the giant and to the battle for the golden eggs.
His mother and he lived happily 5 ever after, and so on and so on and so fifth. The end.
The Wild, Wild West.
Cowboy Joe was telling his fellow cowboys and cowgirls about his visit to a church.
When I got there, they had me park my truck in the corral.
You mean the parking lot?
I walked up the trail to the door.
You mean the sidewalk.
Inside the door, I was met by this dude.
Well, that would be the usher.
Well, the usher led me down the chute.
You mean the aisle.
Then he led me to a stall and told me to sit there.
Phew!
Yeah, that's what that pretty lady said when I sat down beside her.
A cowgirl rides into town and stops at the saloon for a drink. When she goes back outside, her horse is missing. She goes back into the bar, flips her gun into the air and catches it over her head without looking, and fires a shot into the ceiling.
Which one of you fools stole my horse?
No one answers, so she yells even more angrily.
All right. I'm going to have one more beer, and if my horse ain't back outside by the time I finish, I'm going to do what I did in Texas. And let me tell you, I don't want to have to do what I did in Texas.
The cowgirl has another beer and then walks outside. Her horse is tied to the post, so she saddles up. As she rides out of town, the bartender calls out,
Say, partner, before you go, what happened in Texas?
I had to walk home.
A guy ties his horse in front of the saloon and calls to the sheriff.
Hey, you folks hanging someone?
Yep, we're fixing to hang Brown Paper Larry.
How come he's called Brown Paper Larry?
He always wears clothes made of brown paper shirts, brown paper pants, and even brown paper socks.
Well, what are you hanging him for?
Rustling.
Who's on first?
Well, Costello, I'm going to New York with you. You know, Bucky Harris, the Yankees team manager, gave me a job as coach for as long as you're on the team.
Well, look, Abbott, if you're the coach, you must know all the players.
I certainly do.
Well, you know, I never met the guys, so you have to tell me their names, and then I'll know who's playing on the team.
Oh, I'll tell you their names. But you know, it seems to me they give these ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
You mean funny names?
Well, strange names. Pet names like Dizzy Dean.
Yeah, his brother Daffy.
Daffy Dean.
And their French cousin.
French?
Gouffet.
Gouffet Dean. Well, let's see. On the bags is who's on first, what's on second, I don't know is on third.
That's what I went to find out.
I said who's on first, What's on second? I don't know's on third.
You the manager?
Yes.
You're going to be the coach too?
Yes.
And you don't know the fella's names?
Well, I should.
Well, then who's on first?
Yes.
I mean the fella's name.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
The first baseman.
Who?
The guy playing first.
Who is on first?
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
That's it.
That's who?
Yes.
Look, you got a first baseman?
Certainly.
Who's playing first?
That's right.
When you play off the first baseman every month, who gets the money?
Every dollar of it.
All I'm trying to find out is the fella's name on first base.
Who?
The guy that gets...
That's it.
Who gets the money?
He does. Every dollar. Sometimes his wife comes down and collects it.
Whose wife?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Look, all I want to know is when you sign up the first baseman, how does he sign his name?
Who?
The guy.
Who?
How does he sign?
That's how he signs it.
Who?
Yes.
All I'm trying to find out is what's the guy's name on first base?
No, what is on second base?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
One base at a time.
Well, don't change the players around.
I'm not changing nobody.
Take it easy, buddy.
I'm only asking you, who's the guy on first base?
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
What's the guy's name on first base?
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
He's on third. We're not talking about him.
How did I get to third base?
Why, you mentioned his name.
If I mentioned the third baseman's name, who did I say was playing third?
No, who's on playing first?
What's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know.
He's on third.
There I go back to third again. Would you just stay on third base and don't go off it?
All right. What do you want to know?
Who's playing third base?
Why do you insist on putting who on third base?
What am I putting on third?
No, what is on second?
You don't want who in second?
Who is on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
Look, you got outfield?
Sure.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
I just thought I'd ask you.
Well, I just thought I'd tell you.
Well, then tell me who's playing left field.
Who's playing first?
I'm not... Stay out of the infield. I want to know what's the guy's name in left field.
No, what is on second?
I'm not asking you who's on second.
Who's on first?
I don't know.
Third base.
The left fielder's name.
Why?
Because...
Oh, he's center field.
Look, you got a pitcher on this team?
Sure.
The pitcher's name.
Tomorrow.
You don't want to tell me today?
I'm telling you now.
Go ahead.
Tomorrow.
What time?
What time what?
What time tomorrow you're going to tell me who's pitching?
Now listen, who is not pitching?
I'll break your arm, you say who's on first. I want to know what's the pitcher's name.
What's on second?
I don't know.
Third base.
Got a catcher?
Certainly.
The catcher's name.
Today.
Today. And tomorrow's pitching.
Now you've got it.
All we got is a couple of days on the team. You know, I'm a catcher too.
So they tell me.
So I get behind the plate and I do some fancy catching. Tomorrow's pitching on my team and a heavy hitter gets up. Now this heavy hitter bunts the ball. When he bunts the ball, me being a good catcher, I'm going to get that ball and I'm going to throw it to first base. So I pick up the ball and I throw it to who?
Now that's the first thing you've said right.
I don't even know what I'm talking about.
That's all you have to do.
Is throw the ball to first base.
Yes.
Now who's got it?
Naturally.
Look, if I throw the ball to first base, somebody's got to get it. Now who has it?
Naturally.
Who?
Naturally.
Naturally?
Naturally.
So I pick up the ball and I throw it to naturally.
No, you don't. You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's different.
That's what I said.
You're not saying it
I throw the ball to naturally.
You throw it to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
That's what I said.
You ask me.
I throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
Now you ask me.
You throw the ball to who?
Naturally.
That's it.
Same as you, same as you. I throw the ball to who? Whoever it is drops the ball, the guy runs to second. Who picks up the ball and throws it to what? What throws it to? I don't know, throws it back to tomorrow. Triple play. Another guy gets up, hits a long fly ball to because. Why? I don't know. He's on third, and I don't give a darn.
What?
I said I don't give a darn.
Oh, that's our shortstop.
He lives in baseball's Hall of Fame. He got this move out
TV or not TV? That is the question.
Have you noticed that families on TV never watch television?
I watch the Discovery Channel, and you know what I've discovered? I need to get out more often.
Remote controls are quite handy. They let you see that there's nothing worth watching on TV a lot faster.
Television has changed the American child from an irresistible force into an immovable object.
I find television very educational. Every time someone turns on the set, I go into the other room and read a book.
Ours is a society in which secrets of private life that you would have given nearly anything to conceal, you now clamor to get on television to reveal.
A father realized his 10-year-old daughter had been watching too many reality TV shows the day they attended a relative's wedding. As the four bridesmaids walked down the aisle towards the front of the church, the girl turned to her father and asked,
"Is this where the groom decides which one he wants to marry?"
A man was busy watching TV when his wife came in and said,
The car won't start. I think there's water in the carburetor.
The man was annoyed. He was missing his show, so he said,
"You don't even know what a carburetor is. Let me diagnose the problem. Where's the car?"
In the pond in front of our house?
A husband and his wife checked into the Watergate Hotel. When they were lying in bed watching TV, they noticed that it kept developing static at odd times. Worried about the stories she'd heard from Watergate history, his wife said,
I'm afraid that this room might be bugged with hearing devices.
That's crazy. There's nothing to be worried about.
His wife insisted, so he started to search the room. He looked in all the drawers, under the TV, and behind the curtains. When he pulled the rug up, to his utter disbelief, he found a suspicious-looking disc.
Wow, you might be right.
Confident that he had solved the problem, he then unscrewed the disc from the floor. The next morning, they headed to the front desk to check out of their room.
You guys must have had a great time last night.
And how would you know that?
Well, in the room below you, the entire chandelier came down.
The mother couldn't get her kids to turn off the television for even a few minutes so she could use the phone. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't get them to listen. Just then the father came home. He asked the kids to turn off the television too. But it was hopeless. The wife, frustrated and ready to pull her hair out, said,
This is why some animals eat their young.
A little bit of soap.
America's fascination with soap operas is still alive and thriving today.
Daytime serials were initially called soap operas because an entire broadcast on the radio or television was often sponsored by a specific brand of soap or cleaning solution.
The opera part of soap opera was because of the extreme drama, angst, and over-the-top plot lines, characters, and situations.
Eventually, soap wasn't the main product being advertised. See if you remember this.
Get wild, root free, oil, Charlie. You keep your hair in trim. You see it's non-alcoholic, Charlie. It's made with pseudo-lanolin. You gotta get wild, root free, oil, Charlie. Start using it today. You find it, you will have a tough time, Charlie. Even those gals away. Get a bottle right away.
"It took his head."
A little goes a long, long way. Here it's breathing all day.
Soap.
Gone are the days of Leave It to Beaver, Matt Dillon, and his sidekick Festus.
Now we survive on the immoral lives of those in the young and restless.
It's not that they're young, they're just a bit restless, not doing it all like they should.
So they go to General Hospital, and the doctors can't do them no good.
So they keep on with their search for tomorrow, not doing one thing that's right.
And they all end up in another world, about to fall off the edge of night.
But that shouldn't matter, because after all, as the world turns, you only have one life to live.
There remains a blessed hope for you and all your children, more hope than Ryan could ever give.
If we want true contentment, peace in our homes, with an end to marital strife,
We must go on searching for the guiding light, not for one, but for all the days of our lives.
Amazing Gracie.
George Burns and Gracie Allen lit up the vaudeville stage, the radio dial, and television and movie screens. With Gracie's brilliance at playing a dimwit and George's deadpan delivery as her straight man, they will forever remain one of the greatest show business duos of all time.
We now take you back to one of their famous radio moments. The postman has just told Gracie that his 1928 Essex went missing. And Gracie, inspired by her favorite crime program called The Tall Man, was up at dawn this morning to solve the crime.
Well, I'm back, George. I've been to the scene of the crime, and I found out who stole the postman's car.
Who?
The James gang.
The James gang?
Yes.
They've been gone for 75 years.
Well, maybe they're just laying low until the heat's off.
Forget it. The postman's car was not stolen by Jesse and Frank James.
Who's talking about Jesse and Frank James? I'm talking about the new James gang. Harry and Betty.
Harry James and Betty Grable?
Mm-hmm. And if that surprises you, wait until I tell you who's in the gang. Clark Gable, Norma Shearer, Wallace Berry, and Shirley Temple.
They stole the postman's 1928 Essex?
I've got them dead to rights. They left their footprints at the scene of the crime.
Footprints?
Yes, in their haste, they stepped in some wet cement.
Where was the postman's car parked?
Well, outside the movie theater.
Then you found those footprints in the cement in front of Grauman's Chinese.
Well, yeah.
Those people are movie stars. They put their feet...
Well, of course they're movie stars. That's all part of their car-stealing racket. First, they make a movie. Then they lure the people into the theater.
Yeah?
And when the people are in the theater, boom!
They steal their cars. Gracie.
What a sweet little racket. When I give this story to the police, somebody's going to get put away.
Yeah, I think the audience guessed it. It's you they're going to put away.
Me?
Yes, Gracie. Those footprints have been in front of Grauman's Chinese Theater for years. Now give up and let the police handle this. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
It's time for My Favorite Husband, starring Lucille Ball. Yes, it's the new gay family series starring Lucille Ball with Richard Denning as Liz and George Cooper, two people who live together and like it. Even in the happiest of marriages, both the husband and the wife have little habits that prove annoying over the years. With the Coopers, it's George's habit of reading the newspaper at the breakfast table. Well, unable to break him of this habit, Liz is setting up a counter-irritant. As we look in on them now, she has just started a barrage of toast munching It's a war of nerves.
Liz,
Yes, George.
is that toast as good as it sounds?
Oh, it's fine.
Liz, for heaven's sakes, do you have to make so much noise?
I'm only eating toast, George.
Well, keep it quiet. Eat it with your mouth closed.
Now, that's silly. How will I get it inside? Do I stuff it in through my ear?
Very funny.
Make a deal with you. You put down that paper.
No.
Then I don't see what I can do. You know, I want to be fair about this. I'll speak to Jeeves and ask him to buy quieter bread.
Never mind.
Oh, or I could puree the toast and eat it with a spoon.
Anybody want more coffee?
No thanks, Jeeves.
No thanks. But would it be too much trouble to squeeze me a glass of toast?
Yes, huh?
Don't mind her, Jeeves. She's being clever.
Oh, I'll get it. Cooper's residence. Just a minute. It's for you, Mr. Cooper.
Oh, thanks.
You can start clearing the table, Jeeves.
Oh, all right.
Hello? Charlie Nichols, when did you get to town?
Charlie Nichols, who's that?
Oh, where you been keeping yourself, you old horse thief?
Oh, must be one of George's best friends.
Mr. Cooper's best friend is a horse thief?
That's man talk, Jeeves. It's the way they greet their friends when they haven't seen each other for years.
Yeah, I'm still behind bars.
That means George is still with the bank.
Oh?
No, I'm still office boy.
Translation, he's been promoted to vice president.
Oh, you don't say.
Yeah, I still feed Liz 3 times a day.
He loves me.
Oh, gosh, it's like a foreign language, isn't it?
Oh, I guess I look about the same as when we were in school.
What does that mean?
That means I hope your paunch is bigger than mine. Oh, dear, I hope this fellow isn't a bullfrog.
A bullfrog?
Yeah, that's the name of George's old college glee club.
Sure, I remember the password. Harum, harum, harum.
Yeah, he's a bullfrog, all right.
Hey, let's round up the old gang. I can hardly wait to sing those songs again. Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe.
Oh,
yes,
Jeeves,
sir.
we're dead.
Don't worry, boy. I'll bring the old ukulele with me.
Oh, no, George hasn't seen that 4-string cigar box for 10 years. He's going to expect me to know right where it is.
Oh, he won't.
He won't, hey, you watch. He'll turn away from that phone and say, Liz, what have you done with my ukulele?
Okay, Charlie. See you Tuesday night. Harum, harum, harum. Liz?
Yes, dear?
What have you done with my ukulele?
Mrs. Cooper, you sure know your husband. I'll be in the kitchen.
What caused that?
Nothing, dear.
Well, will you get my ukulele? We're having a reunion of the Bullfrogs Tuesday night. You know where you put it, don't you?
Oh, sure.
Now, what does that mean? Have you thrown it away like you do everything else of
Oh,
mine?
no, George, I never throw anything of yours away.
Not much you don't. If you don't throw it away, you tear it into rags. And if you can't tear it, you plant ivy in
George, calm down. When was the last time you saw that ukulele?
Well, it hasn't been long ago at all. I played it just the other night at the alumni dinner.
Do you happen to recall what year just the other night was in?
1938.
Well, now, that hasn't been so long, has it? Maybe it's still on a string around your neck.
Well, that's where I should have kept it.
Oh, now, if you'll stop accusing me, I'll try to help you. It's probably up in the attic.
Well, let's go up there and get it. Should be easy to find.
Oh, you dreamer. Hey, wait for me, George.
Well, hurry up. What kept you?
Well, you told Jeeves to take your Glee Club sweater to the cleaners. I had to find it for him.
Well, I thought it would look better. It didn't really need cleaning.
Didn't need cleaning? I had to warn Jeeves not to drop it. It might break.
Oh, you women don't understand. A man's old clothes are filled with sentiment.
That's sediment, not sentiment.
Boy, this attic door sure sticks. Ah, there.
Whew, it's stuffy up here. Open the window, George.
Okay. Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
Don't move. There's someone in the corner.
Where?
Over there. He just ducked down.
George, I think that...
Shh. Let me handle this. Who's there? I see you. Come out with your hands over your head.
He won't do it. Let's charge him.
Nonsense. Stop it, Liz. Get him back of me.
I can't. You're up against the wall.
Boy, he's a tricky one. I wonder why he won't answer.
Well, maybe it's because he's my dressmaker's dummy?
What?
Come out with your hands over your head.
Oh, that'll do. You might have told me.
Well, you were being so brave, honey. Open the window. Go ahead.
I am.
Oh, there. That's better. Gets a little air in here. Whew.
Oops. The door blew shut. Hey, how about this? First box I looked at's marked ukulele.
Well, that's good. Open it.
Hey, wait a minute. This isn't my ukulele. It's a pair of ski boots.
Yeah, well, that figures.
This should be fun. A surprise in every package, just like eating Cracker Jack.
Well, we'll find it. Now, don't worry.
Well, here's a box. It says ski boots. By rights, this should be my ukulele.
What's in it?
I don't know. Whatever it is, it's dead. Looks like old rotten weeds with ribbons tied around them.
Oh, that's my corsage collection.
Your what?
My corsage collection. All through school, I saved the flowers the boys sent me. I still have every one.
Does the Board of Health know about this?
Oh, never mind. Now put it away.
Look, Liz, the reason this attic is a mess is because it's cluttered with junk like this. Now let's throw it out.
Take your hand off that box. It stays. For sentimental reasons.
Aw, Liz, be practical.
Well, I suppose you're right. It goes.
Now, let's see how much more we can get rid of.
Oh, here's a box marked Halloween costumes. What's all this junk in here?
Hey, look at that. My wonderful electric train.
Hell, I haven't heard you use that tone since you proposed.
Oh, gosh. I haven't seen this train in years.
Well, you certainly have no use for it now. Out it goes.
Take your hand off that box. It stays.
Oh, George, don't be silly.
Now, who's being silly? That train doesn't leave this house.
Oh, now that's being practical. There's nothing as useful as an electric train.
But, Liz...
In fact, we should get another one for me. We can race them every night before we go to bed. Woo! Woo!
Yeah, I guess you're right. Out it goes.
George.
What?
I'll let you keep your train if you let me keep my corsage collection.
It's a deal.
Oh, no, you don't need these bowling shoes either.
I do too. What good are those old drapes?
I'm going to make something of them. Oh, George, we've been up here for hours and haven't gotten rid of a thing.
And we haven't found the ukulele either.
Well, let's get some lunch and try again this afternoon when we're stronger.
That sounds good to me. That's funny.
What's the matter?
Door's stuck. The lock must have snapped shut when it slammed.
Well, pull on it.
Well, I am. Oh, it's no use, Liz. There's no lock on this side of the door.
Oh, great. Well, what do we do now? Stay up here until someone finds us?
Well, now, take it easy. We'll just call Jeeves. Have him come up and unlock it. Jeeves!
George.
Jeeves!
George.
Jeeves!
George! Jeeves isn't here. He went downtown.
Well, now who told him to do a stupid thing like that?
You did. He took your Glee Club sweater to the cleaners, remember?
Oh, well, that's right. Well, he ought to be back by now.
Well, I didn't think we'd need him, so I told him to take the afternoon off and go to a movie.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, look. Mr. Wood's out in his backyard.
Where? Where is he?
Right over there. His oldest boy's working on a motorcycle. Yoo-hoo, Mr. Wood!
Hey, he's looking around.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Wood! He doesn't see me. Up here in the attic.
Oh, Mrs. Cooper, I couldn't find you.
Mr. Wood, we're up here in the attic.
I see you are. That's nice.
Nice.
We came up here to throw some things away, and the door locked behind us and we can't get out. Jeeves is gone, and if you just come in the house and unlock the door, we'd be very grateful.
Grateful for what?
Mr. Wood, we're trapped in the attic because the door's locked. Will you please come up and let us out so we can get some lunch?
Oh, thanks anyway. I had my lunch.
Hey, quick, now, while the motor's off.
Mr. Wood, we're up in the attic and the door's locked and we want you to come up and let us out. I made it.
Yeah.
You'll have to talk slower, Mrs. Cooper. I couldn't hear a word you said.
Oh, no. Mr. Wood, George and I are in the attic and can't... Oh, that monster. Mr. Wood, can't you do something about that motorcycle?
We're trying. I think we got it licked now. See you later.
Wait. Oh.
Well, Nice try, Liz. Maybe we should set fire to something and send smoke signals.
Set fire to what, for instance? Me?
How about your corsage collection?
Oh, no, you don't.
Look, isn't that the newsboy over there on the bicycle?
Yes, Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy!
Where are you? I don't see you.
Up here, Jimmy, up in the attic.
Okay, if you say so.
Oh, we wondered if you could... Oh, he hit me right in the face with that paper.
He thought you wanted it up here.
How do you like that kid? 3 years. He hasn't been able to hit the front porch. Today, he puts it right through the attic window into my kisser.
We're licked, Liz.
Well, at least we'll know what's going on in the outside world.
Stand back, Liz.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to break the door down.
You can't do that.
Well, there's nothing to it, Liz. I've seen them do it in the movies a million times.
Well, all right.
Stand back. Here I come.
George, are you hurt?
Oh, what happened? What am I doing way over here?
Well, you bounced clear into the corner.
Wow. They must use fake doors in pictures.
Maybe they use real men. No, I'm sorry I said that, George. That was cruel. Sorry.
Yeah. Luckily, I landed on some of your boxes.
Oh, yeah? Let's see if you broke anything. Oh, George, guess what? We found your ukulele. Now you can be a bullfrog.
Well, give it to me. Is it broken? My dog has fleas. Ooh.
Ooh, I think when you landed, you flattened your fleas.
Yes, sir. That's my
George.
baby. No,
George.
sir. I don't
George.
mean that.
George.
Yes, sir.
George!
Huh?
As long as we're stuck up here, do me a favor, will you? Don't sing.
Oh.
George,
Yes, Liz.
what month was it when we came up here?
September.
I thought so. Look at the calendar on the wall. It's March.
Oh, Liz.
I wonder if we had a tough winter.
Now stop it. That's an old calendar.
Well, it seems like it's been that way, that long.
Now, just think of this as an exciting adventure, an outing. We're having a picnic in the attic.
We're having a picnic in the attic.
That's it. How do you feel?
I'm hungry. We haven't eaten since breakfast. I'm starved.
Oh, I know it. I'm as hungry as you are. But there's nothing to eat up here, so forget it.
I know where there's something to eat.
Huh?
I saw it a few minutes ago.
What are you talking about?
There's a piece of cheese over in the corner. I wonder if I can get it out without snapping the trap.
Nah, Liz, you're getting hysterical.
But I'm so hungry.
Well, I'm just as hungry as you are.
You are?
Yes, but I need something bigger than a piece of moldy cheese. There's got to be something else around here. Let's see.
George, don't look at me like that. You stay back. George, you wouldn't like me. I'm all stringy and tough and soggy.
No, don't be silly. You really are hysterical. G should be home any minute.
How do you know? We'll probably never see him or anyone else again. And thousands of years from now, archaeologists will just find some bleached bones marked his and hers.
Oh, now stop it, Liz.
Well, I can't help it. I've been here too long. I'm stir crazy.
You know, I'm beginning to think you are.
Look, we've got to get out of here, even if we have to jump out of the window. That's it. Jump. You jump. George, you're a bullfrog.
Hey, you give me an idea.
Oh, I didn't mean it, George. I didn't mean it. Honest, I didn't.
No. I'm not going to jump. But we could make a rope out of these old drapes, and one of us could lower the other one to the ground. Here, help me knot them.
Well, George, I hate to think of you doing this. It's dangerous.
I know it, but I'll have to take that chance. Now, be very careful on the way down.
Just a moment. Who's lowering whom?
I'm lowering you.
Over my dead body, you are.
Look, do you want to get out of here or don't you?
Yes, I do, but somehow I pictured me on a different end of the drapes.
Liz, I'm only thinking of you.
So am I.
Give me one good reason why you shouldn't go. You're weaker, you're lighter, you're smaller.
You're insured.
This is no time to make jokes.
Well, all right, George.
Now, it won't be bad at all. We'll get you over the edge, and before you know it, boom, you'll be on the ground.
You mean before I know it, squash, I'll be on the ground?
Oh, nothing will happen. Now, come on, get up on the window ledge. Now, I'll tie the drapes around your waist.
Okay.
There. Now, all you have to do is hang on while I lower you to the ground.
Oh, well, George, before I go, I want to say something.
Yes, dear.
If anything happens, I want you to have my corsage collection.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Well, wish me luck.
Luck.
Okay,
Okay, now, hang on tight.
lower away.
Here we go.
Mrs. Cooper, don't do it!
Oh, Mr. Wood!
Mrs. Cooper, don't jump. Stay there. I'll be right up. Life is too sweet. Life can be beautiful. Don't jump till I've had a chance to talk to you. I'll be right up.
George, pull me back up. We've been saved.
Okay, here you come.
Up, George, pull me up.
I'm pulling.
Hurry up, George.
Liz, what have I done?
You pulled me up so fast you ripped my dress on a nail.
Oh, thank goodness you're all right.
Open the door.
You open it. The lock's on your side.
Oh. Oh, Mrs. Cooper, you mustn't jump.
Wait, Mr. Wood, let me explain.
No, you couldn't give me a reason good enough. You have so much to live for. You're young, you're beautiful, you're vibrant.
Oh.
Hey, now listen, Mr. Wood.
Think how good life is, Mrs. Cooper. Think of your husband. Think of the children.
I don't have any children.
Well, I've got 11 children. You can have a couple of mine.
Well, Mr. Wood, you see, I wasn't really going to jump.
Of course you weren't. It never entered your mind. Don't worry, my lips are sealed. Let's close this window, should we?
Oh, please listen to me for a minute. You got it wrong, Mr. Wood. We were simply locked here in the attic and couldn't get out.
Locked in the attic?
Yes, you see, we came up here early this morning to look for George's ukulele. And when we came in, we shut the door like this, and we...
Liz, you didn't.
I did.
It isn't locked again.
Want to bet?
But I've got to get out of here. Now, this is ridiculous.
That won't do any good. I tried it.
Yeah, but they're waiting dinner for me. All 12 of them. My wife roasted a side of beef.
Well, I'm sorry. There's a cheese in the corner.
Oh, Liz.
Help! Help! Help!
Who's in there?
Oh, it's Jeeves. He's home. Let us out, Jeeves.
What is this, a meeting or something?
Oh, are we glad to see you, Jeeves. We thought you'd never get home.
I have a confession to make, Mrs. Cooper. I didn't go out.
You didn't?
No, I've been down in my room all afternoon asleep.
My goodness, didn't you hear us shouting and stomping around?
I didn't hear a thing. I was sleeping on my good ear.
Oh, great.
Well, let's get out of here. George, open the window a little so it won't get so stuffy in here again.
Okay.
Oh, stop. Get the door. The wind's slamming it shut.
Now we'll never get out.
Oh, yes, we will. The firemen will let us out.
They won't know we're here. We can't call them.
Well, they'll be here for the fire.
What fire?
The one that follows the explosion.
What explosion? What are you talking about?
I left the pressure cooker on the stove.
Oh, no.